Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. So, what's up, you guys? Happy Monday. I hope everyone is having a really good day. I hope that you got everything that you needed to get accomplished today. I know that I did. I'm actually doing a 30 Days to Happiness challenge over on my Patreon. And so, the thing that you had to do today on the 30-day challenge was to wash your sheets. So me and my husband got home today and we stripped our bed, and I'm washing all of our blankets and comforters and all that good stuff. But yeah, it's a 30-day challenge, and it's just basically like 30 days to happiness. So each day there's something that you do. Hey girl, there's a thing that you do to just something that you do. It lists it. So it's on my Patreon. If any of you guys want to join my Patreon, you can for $3 a month. That's the lowest tier. The highest tier is $25, and it's just all it is extra recovery support. So if you're interested in supporting me and helping my channel out, because actually what I'm doing with that is I'm saving it for a camera. So if you guys are interested in supporting me on Patreon, the link's in my community tab in the description box of all of my videos. I welcome you guys over there. We always have room for new people. I just got a couple new girls today, actually, so I was super excited about that. But enough of that. Just want to let y'all know that's what I'm doing, is a 30-day to happiness challenge. So, second line of business. I uploaded a story time today. I don't know if you guys know about that. And it was a story time, cocaine and gangsters. Cocaine and gangsters, yeah. And so, if you guys haven't seen that, by the way, try it going. I don't know what that means, Tara. You did see it? Okay, good. Did you guys like it? And listen, I hope you guys know, like, I'm never trying to, I am never trying to, like, trigger anybody or promote drug use, right? That's not what I do. But I do share my experience, and I share those old story times because there's a lot of people who come to my channel who don't understand addiction. They have loved ones who are in active addiction, and they just don't understand the pull that those drugs have on us. So the reason why I told you guys that story time today is because I kind of wanted to get you guys in so y'all would know, like, where it kind of, like, where I started going to the left. And it started out when I was in high school, and started dating guys. And so, yeah, I just really want you guys to know that I put those up there not to promote drug addiction or violence or stealing or bad behavior. I put my stories up to help other people and to share my experience. And I'm extremely transparent about everything I've ever been through. There's no one that's ever going to expose me, because you know what, you guys? I'll expose my damn self. Oh my God, that's a good idea. You know what? I will do that. That will be my next video. That is a very good idea. So you might know an addict if. I remember that guy. What was his name? That comedian? I used to... That's such a good idea, girl. Good idea. Okay, anyway. So, Tara Sage, if you'll email me at my email, demayon@yahoo.com, then I'll help you get set up in the Patreon, girl. And that way I'll add you over to our Hangouts chat. So just so you guys know, when you join the Patreon, I will message you, and then I'll add you into this private chat that we have. Jeff Foxworthy, yes. And so it's me, it's Heart's Love, it is Sonia, it is Amber, it is Michelle, it is Cindy, the other Cindy, ooh girl, Krissy, Layla, Marissa, Leslie, and Avery. So there's 12 of us now. 12 of us. So we're rocking and rolling. I do ask for your phone number once you join, you guys, because I like to get a hold of you guys and talk to you on the phone, and just so if you want to join, come on over and join. no pressure. If you don't want to join and you need support, we do have a Facebook group called Real Talk Recovery, just like the YouTube channel, and it is absolutely free to join. In the Facebook group, I do question of the days. Some of them are recovery related. Some of them are just, hey, if you had $1 million, what would you do with it? Candy does morning meditation over there. Kimberly and Cindy Moore, they're always on it, like posting new posts and stuff. So it's a good group. Y'all will really enjoy it. And the more people that join up, the more active it's going to get. So I think we've got about 104 people over there. So yeah, just come on over if you guys want to. Everybody's welcome. You know, we are not about any drama. I keep drama out the door. We don't. If you're going to bring drama, we just don't. It's all about recovery. That's what it's about. Like my Patreon, we don't talk about anything on my Patreon except for recovery related things. We help each other stay accountable. We talk to each other about how we're doing each day. Like if we're struggling in the morning, if we're having a bad day. Hey, Mama Ricky. We that's what we do. We use each other there to lean on. And so there's absolutely no gossip or anything like that. It's just recovery stuff. Same with the Facebook group. I'm really big on just like making sure that we stay focused on what the group's there for, which is recovery. Now, if you make friends outside of the group and you guys kind of talk on your own, like maybe you make another little chat or something, then yeah, come on with it. Then that's fine. You know, what you do outside of my groups and outside of the Patreon is on you. But I just want to make sure that everybody knows, like, I'm really focused on keeping no drama, no chaos, all love, support, recovery. Okay? All right. So what's up, Mama Ricky? Tell us the good news. Oh, congratulations. 7 years. What's today's date, you guys, so I can put that in my phone? Today is September 16th. 9/16. So listen to this. So that's 2012, huh? 9/16/12, Ricky. For those of you guys that didn't know, if in the Facebook group, if you guys join the Facebook group, I have a post in there, and what I'm asking you guys to do is drop your sobriety dates in the Facebook chat, so that way I can write down all of your recovery dates. And so what I'm doing is I have everybody's recovery. I have a list in my phone, and I have alarms set for when you guys hit your milestones. So that way I can come on here and we can do like a celebration. You know what I mean? Because it's really important, you guys. Like, that's a huge accomplishment. You know, it's hard when you first get started. I know for me, I felt like I was never going to get to a year sober, right? Actually, 6 months. 6 months was what felt like it was so out of reach for me. I remember thinking, wow, that is like forever, you know? And for me, it is forever. It's forever to not get high, you know, especially at the beginning, because at the beginning, I still wanted to get high. So I was still struggling with not getting high, with changing my thinking. Hey, Kit Kat. And so changing the way I thought helped me to stay sober. But I'm still an addict, and I still have like these thoughts that come into my mind. And sometimes, you guys, they'll just be like random thoughts, you know? And I'm like, where did that come from? But then I also know, like, I cannot act on those thoughts, you know? You know what? And that's a motivation, Ricky. That's the same way I am with my my son. My son is my motivation to stay sober. And he's what helps me to push myself, because when I look at him, I say, what kind of mom can I be if I'm fucked up? You know, what kind of mom can I be if I'm dragging my son around to crack houses and stuff, or meth dens, or the bar? You know, what kind of mom would I be if I can't be at the PTA meeting? You know, like, those are the things I can do today because I'm sober. You know, I can buy my son's little classroom a whole bunch of little stuff, you know, for everybody in the class, because today I'm not spending my money on dope You know, I can be like help with the classroom and stuff. I'm like a classroom mom now. And I never thought that would be my situation. So we have to find ourselves a motivation. Once you find something that motivates you, you guys, take hold of that, right? Kim uses her parents as her motivation, which is that's a great idea. And a lot of people will say, well, you can't get sober for anyone else. And I'm not saying you're getting sober for them. I'm saying that you're using those people as a motivation to keep you pushing forward. Like I'm getting sober, and I know you guys are too, for you, because I want to feel good about me today. I don't want to be miserable. I don't want to feel like shit. I don't want to wake up hungover. I don't want to wake up and wonder what guy I slept with the night before. You know what I mean? And that's what it's about, you guys. Like, I'll wake up in the morning and I'll, like back in the day when I was still getting high, and I'll say, what did I do? Where have I been? What's going on? You know? I know. I love it. I love it. Hey, Sandra. So here's the deal, you guys. We left off on page 94 last week in working with others, okay? And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start reading, and I'm reading out of the Alcoholics Anonymous Big Book, and we're on page 94, the bottom of the page at your candidate, I think. We'll just start there. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So here we go, you guys. Your candidate made reasons why he need not follow all of the program. He may rebel at the thought of a drastic house cleaning, which requires discussion with other people. So when this book talks about house cleaning, what it's talking about is our inventory that we make, okay? So you guys, I know all of you have heard of the fourth step, right? The dreaded fourth step. So in your fourth step, you sit down and you write down the good, the bad, the ugly, and the indifferent, okay? You write down resentments, you write down your character defects, and you go over that stuff with your sponsor, right? So that is the house cleaning. That's an inventory. Do not contradict such views. Tell him you once felt as he did, but you doubt whether you would have made much progress had you not taken action. So if you have somebody that you're working with, okay, because this is all about working with others, all right? We are talking about step 12, which is humbly giving back to other people what we had, right? Freely giving back. So sponsorship is what this whole chapter is about, all right? And so when they refer to the prospect, they're referring to their sponsee, okay? So tell your sponsee, I once felt the same way you did, but I probably wouldn't be sober today if I hadn't taken action. I probably wouldn't be here talking with you guys today if I had not done my fourth step and then done my fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth with my sponsor. I would not be here, you guys, because I would have kept all those resentments and all that sickness bottled up inside. Okay. Tell him you once felt as he does, but you doubt whether you would have made much progress had you not taken action. On your first visit, tell him about the Fellowship of Alcoholics Anonymous. If he shows interest, lend him your copy of this book. Unless your friend wants to talk further about himself, do not wear out your welcome. Give him a chance to think it over. If you do stay, let him steer the conversation in any direction he likes. So we don't want to smother him, okay? We want, and a lot of times this is what happens, and why a lot of people get turned off from recovery programs, because, and it's hard, you guys, because a lot of us, we want to help people so bad, right? We want to go in there, we want to help them, but you got to think back to when you first came in, okay? All right, it's hard to admit that we are alcoholics and addicts, right? A lot of us, you guys, we don't admit that until we're at our rock bottom, you know, and then being it in front of somebody else, that's even more difficult. So if you can sit down with the person that you're talking with, somebody that might be your sponsee, and just say, hey, this is what worked for me. I'm going to give you this book. I'm going to let you read it. And then you get back at me. You let me know if you're interested, and I'll help you out. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Give him a chance to think it over. If you do stay, let him steer the conversation in any direction he likes. Sometimes a new man is anxious to proceed at once, and you may be tempted to let him do so. This is sometimes a mistake. If he has trouble later, he is likely to say you rushed him. So, whenever I first got with my sponsor, I first met her, I was like, I want to work right now, right? I want you to be my sponsor right now today, okay? Page 95, top of the page. Hey, Tiara, I'm so glad you're here, girl. And I was like, let's do it. And that's when she stopped me and she was like, listen, okay, I know you want to get to it. I know you want me to be your sponsor, okay? But what we have to do is we need to see if we're compatible. We need to see if we can make it, okay? Because a lot of the times, you guys, when we jump into a sponsor-sponsee relationship with somebody too soon, I've done this before because I was so scared to ask anybody. I was so scared to, hey, would you sponsor me? That the first person that came up to me, I just asked them, And so take your time when choosing a sponsor, and the sponsor that you choose needs to take their time in making sure that you and them will be a good fit. So what me and my sponsor did was we went out to eat one day. We met at Cracker Barrel and we sat down and we talked, and she told me her story. And then I told her about me. And then we sat and we prayed over it. And then we met the next day and we talked a little bit more. And then we decided, you know what, let's do this, But sometimes we need to take our time, because when we jump in too quickly, just like it said in this book, I was an addict and I was new in my recovery. And so I'm still operating on emotion. I still get my feelings hurt really easily. So my sponsor had to help guide me, Okay, here we go. If he has trouble later, he is likely to say you rushed him. You will be most successful with alcoholics if you do not exhibit any passion for crusade or reform. Never talk down to an alcoholic from any moral or spiritual hilltop. Simply lay out the kit of spiritual tools for his inspection. I love this part right here. Never talk down to any alcoholic or addict, okay, you guys? Because here's the thing. That's what brings us together, is the fact that we can relate to each other. So when you're trying to work with somebody else and you're kind of like telling them, and listen, I know because I made this mistake and I did the same thing. When I first got sober, I was super passionate. I wanted to help everybody. I just hit my year sober mark and I really wanted to help others. Well, instead of helping others and just letting my passion and my want to help others shine through, I felt like I needed to prove myself to everybody. So I just came across aggressive. And so I learned my lesson the hard way, that I was pushing people away and they weren't hearing the message. And so I've really, really worked hard on trying to change the delivery of the message that I'm bringing, because I always want people to hear what I'm saying. I don't want them to look at me and say, oh, that person that's delivering that message, I don't like her, so I'm not going to hear it, right? Put aside any indifference we have. If we don't like each other or you don't like me, right, you can still come here and get a lot out of these meetings, because guess what? I'm just delivering this message straight from the book. I'm not taking it and changing it around at all. I'm just coming and bringing it to you, right? Okay. We can all learn something from each other. We don't all have to get along, but we can all be in here and actually listen and learn and help each other. Show him how they work with you. Offer him friendship and fellowship. Tell him that if he wants to get well, you will do anything to help him. And that's one of the things that I absolutely love. Like, no matter what, anything I can do to help one of you guys, I will do whatever I can. Whatever I can that's within my boundaries. Like, I can't drive to Mexico, y'all. And I can't send anybody hundreds of dollars. But y'all get what I'm saying. I will do anything I can to help you. If you're struggling in your active addiction, just know that you're not alone. You're not alone, and there is you can get help. You can get sober, you guys. Like, I felt like I was never going to get sober. I thought I was going to die in my active addiction. I thought I was going to die and lose my son, you guys, you know? And so I'm so grateful today. And that's why I want to come here and I want to share it with you guys. I want to share that gratitude for life with y'all because I inspire you guys and let y'all know that you can do it too. And you guys inspire me because what happens is I see you guys from active addiction to sobriety, and then I see you grow in your recovery. And it's like watching a miracle happen right in front of my eyes. It's amazing. I'm going to start crying. Okay. If he is not interested in your solution, if he expects you to act only as a banker for his financial difficulties or a nurse for his sprees, you may have to drop him until he changes his mind. So here we go. Let me read this to you guys again. A lot of the times, you know, when we're in active addiction, we think that a sponsor is supposed to send us money, or a sponsor is supposed to drive us around or take us places or buy us things. And that's not what a sponsor is. A sponsor is there to guide you through the steps. Okay, that is it. And a lot of times what will happen is because us addicts are so used to taking advantage of people, we'll manipulate anybody. We'll manipulate our sponsor. We'll manipulate anybody that we can get it manipulated with, you know? And so as a sponsor, we have to set that boundary and say, you know, listen, I'm not your taxi. I'm not your bank. I'm not your nurse. I'm here to guide you through the steps, you know? And I had to learn that because, you know, when I first got with my sponsor, I thought she was going to be my best friend. And she looked at me and she told me, I'm not your friend. I'm here to take you through the steps. She said, we might become friends through this journey, but I'm not your friend right now. I'm here to guide you through the steps. And I remember thinking, what a bitch, you know? But you guys, she had to set that boundary with me because I would have crossed it. You know what I mean? I don't know how other sponsors do it with their sponsees, but this, I'm just sharing with you guys how it was done with me and how things have worked out for me. And I think that she did exactly what needed to be done with me because, like I said, I didn't know how to have a healthy relationship, and she's really taught me how to be a good friend, how to show up when I'm supposed to, how to be dependable. I learned a lot of things from my sponsor that, you know, I was struggling with when I first got sober. Okay. If he is sincerely interested and wants to see you again, ask him to read this book in the interval. So while he's gone and you haven't seen him, tell him, say, read this book. After doing that, he must decide for himself whether he wants to go on. Okay? Hey, FG, how you doing, baby? He should not be pushed or prodded by you, his wife, or his friends. If he is to find God, the desire must come from within. If he thinks he can do the job in some other way or prefers some other spiritual approach, encourage him to follow his own conscience. We have no monopoly on God. We merely have an approach that worked with us. But point out that we alcoholics have much in common and that you would like, in any case, to be friendly. Let it go at that. So, whatever their spiritual beliefs are, it doesn't have to be Jesus Christ. It doesn't have to be the God that I believe in, right? Part of the steps is having a conscious contact with your higher power. But it's not like my higher power, it's your higher power. And that's really important to understand because a lot of times what can happen, you guys, when somebody's trying and they want to come into the program is we can scare them off, you know, and that's why I try to remain neutral and let you guys know, like, I respect you and I want you guys to find your own higher power, whatever that is to you, okay? Whoever that is. And I never want you guys to feel like I'm trying to push my God onto you because I'm not. You know, I want you guys to make those choices on your own. I'm just trying to encourage you to make changes in your life for the positive, you know, getting sober, changing our behaviors, you know, being better people, all that good stuff that goes with recovery. Okay. Do not be discouraged if your prospect does not respond at once. Search out another alcoholic and try again. You are sure to find someone desperate enough to accept with eagerness what you offer. There's somebody desperate enough, you hear that? And that's what it is. When we come in, you guys, we are desperate, okay? Desperate times call for desperate measures. A lot of times you'll hear people say, "Oh, she's been given the gift of desperation." Okay, when you get sick and tired of living your life in addiction and alcoholism, like you're at the end of your rope, you can't go any farther. You're like, this life sucks. I want to die because of the addiction. It is a gift. It is, because what happens is you to your knees by your addiction, by your own hands. And that's another thing, to see yourself and say, all this was self-inflicted. Like my addiction, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, all these years, I could have just reached out for help, but I was so blinded, I couldn't see any other way. And I truly believe this, you guys. I believe that I had to go through every single relapse. I believe that I had to go to every single treatment center. I believe that I had to be locked up in prison. I believe that I had to lose my son to get to where I'm at today. Those things changed my life forever. And those circumstances made me the person I am today. I don't know if I would have been here if I didn't go through those things. Okay. We find it a waste of time to keep chasing a man who cannot or will not work with you. So the person has to be willing. We don't chase them down. And that's why a lot of times, like, I will do anything I can to help anyone that's willing to change their life, that's willing to put in the work and take action. But I'm not going to chase you around calling you every day whenever you're not even picking up the phone, It's like, you have to want to be sober and to change your life. But I'm kind of like, I try to check on everybody, but sometimes, you guys, if you're not making any kind of effort and I'm the only one putting in the effort, then that means I want your sobriety more than you want it. And that's not going to work out, Okay, so here we go. One more thing. If you leave such a person alone, he may soon become convinced that he cannot recover by himself. To spend too much time on any one situation is to deny some other alcoholic an opportunity to live and be happy. One of our fellowships failed entirely with his first half dozen prospects. He often says that if he had continued to work on them, he might have deprived many others who have since recovered of their chance. Suppose now you are making your second visit to a man. He has read this volume and says he is prepared to go through with the 12 steps of the program. Having had the experience yourself, you can give him much practical advice. Let him know you are available if he wishes to make a decision and tell his story. But do not insist upon it if he prefers to consult someone else. He may be broke and homeless. If he is, you might try to help him about getting a job, or give him a little financial assistance, but you should not deprive your family or creditors of money they should have. Perhaps you will want to take the man into your home for a few days, but be sure you use discretion. Be certain he will be welcomed by your family and that he is not trying to pose upon you for money, connections, or shelter. Permit that and you only harm him. You will be making it possible for him to be insincere. You may be aiding in his destruction rather than his recovery. Never avoid these responsibilities, but be sure you are doing the right thing if you assume them. Helping others is the foundation stone of your recovery. Helping others is the foundation stone of your recovery. Amen. A kindly act once in a while isn't enough. You have to act the Good Samaritan every day if need be. It may mean the loss of many nights' sleep, great interference with your pleasures, interruptions to your business. It may mean sharing your money and your home, counseling frantic wives and relatives, innumerable trips to police courts, sanitariums, hospitals, jails, and asylums. Your telephone may jangle at any time of the day or the night. That's the truth. Your wife may sometimes say she is neglected. A drunk may smash the furniture in your home or burn a mattress. You may have to fight with him if he is violent. Sometimes you will have to call a doctor and administer sedatives under his direction. Another time you may have to send for the police or an ambulance. Occasionally you will have to meet such conditions. So what they're talking about right now is an active alcoholic. Back in the day when they wrote this book, they'd go on 12-step calls, or people would come to Bill's house, right? And they would help them detox off of alcohol there at his house. Now, I don't want any of y'all going out and doing that, okay? You don't do that until you get way off into your sobriety and you and your sponsor can go together and do that, okay? Like, I wouldn't just be having drug addicts over to my house every single day to detox them, okay? Like, I honestly, you guys, like, I go and do things like that with my sponsor. Like, we took a meeting to a hospital one time because a girl had overdosed, and so we went in there and sat and had a meeting with her. But you have to also use your brain and protect yourself, you know what I'm saying? But this is when you get to your 12th step and you're working with your sponsor and you're starting to sponsor people. So that's what we're reading about, just so you know. We seldom allow an alcoholic to live in our homes for a long at a time. It is not good for him, and it sometimes creates serious complications in a family. Though an alcoholic does not respond, there is no reason why you should neglect his family. You should continue to be friendly to them. The family should be offered your way of life. Should they accept and practical spiritual principles, there is a much better chance that the head of the family will recover. And even though he continues to drink, the family will find life more bearable. For the type of alcoholic who is able and willing to get well, little charity in the ordinary sense of the word is needed or wanted. The men who cry for money and shelter before conquering alcohol are on the wrong track. Yet we do go to great extremes to provide each other with these very things when such action is warranted. This may seem inconsistent, but we think it is not. It is not the matter of giving that is in question, but when and how to give. That often makes the difference between failure and success. The minute we put our work on a service plane, the alcoholic commences to rely upon our assistance rather than upon God. So, a lot of the times, you guys, and I've had this happen to me, where someone will be so used to you helping them that they can't help themselves anymore, and that they're not leaning on their higher power, right? I'm not God. I'm not the higher power, and that's what we have to learn when we're in our recovery, that, you know, I don't have control of these things, and I have to give it over to my higher power, you know? And so we're actually doing them a disservice when I'm like doing everything for them. So let's say I'm sponsoring you, okay? Whoever's watching, I'm talking to you. I'm sponsoring you, okay? And let's say you've been sober for 6 months and you still haven't got a job and you've really been struggling. And you call me and you say, Nicole, I'm struggling. I've been putting in applications everywhere and nobody's calling me, you know? And you have a fine that's coming up, and if you don't pay it, you're going to go to jail, and it's like $20. And you've asked everybody in your family, you've exhausted every opportunity, right? Call me and you say, hey, $20, and I would say, listen, I can't do this for you again, but because I know that you're looking for jobs, you're putting in the applications, you are doing everything you're supposed to do, I'm going to help you this one time, right? Right. Now, after that, I can't be doing that all the time, you know, because what that does is that is going to make you're going to start depending on me to always be there for that $20, you know what I'm saying? Or that $30 or that $100 and so I would be doing you a disservice because you wouldn't be getting out and making it happen on your own. You know, what is it called? Codependency, you know? So a lot of sponsors, if you ask them for money, they'll fire you, you know, because that's just a boundary that they don't want crossed, you know. I think that every situation is really, really different. And so, I've helped a couple of girls before, but I don't make it a habit, you guys. I really don't, because like I said, it's doing that person a disservice. Okay, here we go. Na, 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 na. Burn the idea into the consciousness of every man that he can get well regardless of anyone. The only condition that he trust in God and clean house. Now, the domestic problem. There may be divorce, separation, or just strained relationships. When your prospect has made such reparation as he can to his family and has thoroughly explained to them the new principles by which he is living, he should proceed to put those principles into action at home. That is, if he is lucky enough to have a home. Though his family be at fault in many respects, he should not be concerned about that. He should concentrate on his own spiritual demonstration. Argument and fault finding are to be avoided like the plague. So a lot of the times when I got sober, you guys, me and my mother-in-law were like, we did not see eye to eye. And she was in the wrong. But I avoided talking to her about that at all. You know, right? Because I was arguing with her and finding fault in what she was doing. And I had been in my addiction doing all kinds of stuff. So when I set myself up for an argument with her, she would come back with all these things against me. And then my resentment would just build and build and build against her. So, I took one for the team, and I bit my tongue. And I'm telling you what, I set a healthy boundary. And today we have such an amazing relationship. But I'm serious, you guys. Me and my mother-in-law's relationship was strained. We would fight each other. That's how bad it was. And now it's totally different. She trusts me today. She trusts that I'm going to take good care of Nathaniel, because that's her grandbaby and she just loves him so much. And it just took a long time for me to realize, I got to shut my mouth. I've done so much damage. I'm the one I did so much damage to Neil's family, to my own family, to my friends. It was like I finally had to stop and just take responsibility for it. It's not easy, you guys. It sucks when when it starts hitting you in the face and you're like, damn, man, I've been really screwing up my life for a long time. I've really been hurting people that love me and care of me. And when you start taking responsibility for that, sometimes it's like a big old knot in your throat, And Cindy, you're right. I don't personally, but, I try to, like I said, use discernment and be very careful. And when I can, if I think somebody is really doing what they're supposed to be doing, I'll make exceptions sometimes, but I don't recommend it. Okay. Because I've seen some people take advantage, and you guys, it's not because they're bad people. Okay. It's addicts. And that's what we do. That's what they know how to do, is take advantage, get that money. In many homes, okay, we're going to read down. God, this is a long chapter. I want to get out of this chapter. Okay, sorry. Okay, here we go. In many homes, this is a difficult thing to do, but it must be done if any results are to be expected. If persisted in for a few months, the effect on a man's family is sure to be great. The most incompatible people discover they have a basis upon which they can meet. Little by little, the family may see their own defects and admit them. And that's what happened with me and my mother-in-law. She saw, because I was zipping my lip, changing my life, living my recovery, she saw, hey, she met me in the middle, because she had some faults too in the game. But I took responsibility for my side of the street. Have you guys ever heard that saying, make sure your side of the street is clean? That's what I did. I got on my side of the street, I cleaned it up, and I dusted it, and I swept it off, and I stayed over there, and I waited until she cleaned her side, and then we went in the middle. So I'm going to read down to the middle, and then we'll stop there, okay? Okay. These can be discussed in an atmosphere of helpfulness, and friendliness. After they have seen tangible results, the family will perhaps want to go along. These things will come to pass naturally in good time, provided, however, the alcoholic continues to demonstrate that he can be sober, considerate, and helpful, regardless of what anyone says or does. Of course, we all fall much below the standard many times, but we must try to repair the damage immediately, lest we pay the penalty by a spree. So, there we go. We're going to stop right there. So, we try to be considerate, sober, and helpful, no matter what the situation is. We try to repair the damage immediately, not letting it fester, because resentments are the number one offender. That's why a lot of people relapse, because we have those resentments that just, they get inside and they boil up, and we start going over them and going over them and going over them and going over them. And then the next thing you know, we're like, that's when we get the fuck it's, and we say fuck it, and we go out and get drunk or high. Do you know what I'm saying? Have y'all ever had the fuck it syndromes? I'm going to tell you what, I used to get the fuck it's all the time. Today, I don't get them as much as I used to, but I used to get them a lot. Tara. The fuck it's for me, y'all, a lot of the time I'll get the fuck it's whenever I'm like, okay, sometimes I still get them, but I'm not going to go all the way. There's some things that really, I'm telling you guys, my son is a huge deterrent for me. He really keeps me focused on my recovery. Like, I almost feel like I know I can if I want to. Like, if I wanted to go get high, I can go get high. But what I'm saying is I feel like I really can't, because I love my son. I don't want to lose him. I don't want to hurt him, you know? And so he is such a motivation. Like, he's everything for me. But I used to get the fuck it's real bad before my son was born, and that's like 9 times out of 10 why I would relapse. Because something would go on in my life, and let's say I would lose my job, and so I'd fuck it. Or me and my boyfriend would break up, so I'd say fuck it. Or I'd get in trouble, like maybe if I was in a treatment center and I was living at the halfway house and I got in trouble, I'd say fuck it, you know? Okay, I'm going to read your comments, okay? I'm sorry. Cindy says, I've got a really good counselor. It's hard to open up to a stranger, though. I'm proud of you for going to counseling. Oh, good job, Cindy. I'm proud of you for going to counseling, girl. That's what's up. What are you depressed about? Hey, Sandra. I'm having a problem with my local meetings. Some of the guys go to meetings and try to start a relationship. It's so crazy. Why would any woman want someone like that? Girl, have you ever heard that saying, some are sicker than others? When you go, oh, you're okay, girl. We're actually talking about 13th stepping. So when you go into a meeting, ladies and gentlemen, okay, a lot of the times when we go into these meetings, there's a lot of people who are not in the same place, okay? We're all in different parts of our recovery. And we have to remember, you guys, we're sick people trying to get better, okay? So some people are sicker than others. And I'll tell you this, you guys, some people are just predators. And I don't mean no disrespect to any men or women, but some people have sex addictions, right? Some people see you and they say, look at that girl, she's so beautiful, and you got that sobriety glow. I'm gonna tell you something, you guys. When I first started going to meetings, me and Neil would go together all the time, so everybody knew we were together, you know. But before I met my husband and I would frequent meetings, I would be so, if a guy hit on me because I was so insecure, it would just be like, I'd be like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And then my sponsor and other women that had been there and been sober longer than me, they took me under their wing and they said, no, Nicole, that's not where you want to go. You know, you don't want to be known as the girl in the meeting who hooks up with all the guys. And so they took me under their wing and helped me, you know, because a lot of the times, you guys, when we get into recovery, we act out sexually, us women. Even the men do too, you know. I was gonna recommend that, Cindy. Like, women's meetings are the bomb. And what I'm gonna start doing from now on in the Facebook group is we're gonna have like a once a week meeting in there. So that way we can all kind of like do, just like a Mara meeting or a regular meeting. And when you guys on the Facebook, you guys can come up on the camera with me and we can talk, and then you can sign out, and then the next person can come up on the camera with me. I don't know if you guys have heard of this group before, but it's called Chicago Hope Dealers. Okay. And they have an amazing meeting that they do on Facebook at night, like at 8 o'clock, and it's Myra and her husband John, or boyfriend Jonathan. They're tatted up. They're real cool. And what they do is they come on, they talk about recovery, and people come on from the audience, from the Facebook, and they come on with them, and they share their experience, strength, and hope. Chicago Hope Dealers on Facebook. Yes. And you'll see, guys, like that's what I want to start doing in Real Talk Recovery on the Facebook group. I want to be in there and we'll be sharing. And then I'll say, okay, I'm opening up the line. Who wants to come up and share next? And you can come on the camera and share. And we can do that once a week in the Facebook group. So I was thinking that would be freaking awesome. And what I'll do it on the Facebook, and I'll live stream it on YouTube. So we have it going on both places, because that's what I'm doing right now. I got you guys over there on the Facebook too. So that way, anywhere you're at, if you're on Facebook or if you're here in the group, you can get it. And you know what, Cindy? If I was you, this is what I would do. If you enjoy that meeting, get with some of the women there and say, hey, like, can I sit with y'all? I bet you $500 those chicks would love to have you sit with them, and go get some coffee and chill with them, Oh my God, girl. I am so sorry. That is horrible. And I've heard some stuff like that happen to some women, and I'm so sorry, you guys, that happened to you guys, because that's not what AA or NA is about. Like, I promise you, that's just people that are still sick, and you have to remember that's one of the things that we talk about in the Patreon and on Facebook, that not everyone is where you're at in your recovery, right? We're all in different stages. Let me share something with you guys. So I used to have a group of women from Facebook 2 years ago. I had about 10 women, and we would do morning meditation every morning. It was so cool. We would call each other on Messenger, and we would do morning meditation. Well, back then, I would get my feelings hurt so easily, and I don't know what it was for. I was really insecure, especially around women. And so I remember one time one of the girls really hurt my feelings, but I kind of like expected her to know that she hurt my feelings, and she didn't know. And so I was so upset, and I held that grudge inside of me. And then I remember she called me. She's like, what's wrong? You're acting different. And I was like, you hurt my feelings. And then I was like, damn it. That's because we're not all in the same spot. And so I'm not communicating that to her. How can I expect her to read my mind? She's not a mind reader. And for a lot of the times, you guys, I had to learn how to how to communicate with people, because I didn't know how to, because I expected you to know how I was feeling without even saying it to you. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know how to have a healthy relationship. I'm still learning to this day how to be a good friend, how to have a healthy relationship. You girls on the Patreon are the people I talk to the most. A lot of you I talk through text and emails, but that's how I'm like building friendships, and I feel like I'm building relationships, and that's really helped me to be able to get to know people. Hey girl, hey Classy. Cindy, I can relate. Some of the guys are a bit much. Girls, I'm having a tough time at trying my local meetings. Some are super nice, all coming up to introducing themselves, saying they'll call. And then what, Tara? And a lot of the times, everybody's going to come up to you, and they're going to introduce themselves. They're going to give you their number. They're going to hug you, right? They're going to say, keep coming back, keep coming back. I'm going to tell you something, okay? I was so nervous, you guys, when I started going to meetings. I was so afraid that everybody was staring at me, or I felt like they like knew that I was different, you know? There are several other meetings, but I have classes at night sometimes. This is the first place I felt comfortable. Yeah, it is. And so here's what I recommend. Okay, go to the same meeting at the same time. Okay, as much as you can. That's what I did. I found a meeting that I felt comfortable at. And honestly, you guys, it was a little meeting with a bunch of little old people and a couple of young people my age, right? And I would go in. I went in every Friday at the same time, and they got to know me week after week after week. And then I signed up to start bringing like coffee cakes and stuff in. So then they start, oh, Nicole, you brought chocolate cookies today. Oh, Nicole, you're doing the coffee today, you know, and just like, but I'm going to tell you something, you guys. I was so nervous because I was so awkward when I don't know how to talk to people, and I'm still awkward, just so you guys know. In real life, when I meet people, I'm so loud and like, hey, you know, like I'm just like really hyper and like smiling and just talking real fast. And I am weird, I feel like. But when I go to the same meeting, that's when I would get comfortable, you know, and every person would be in there and they would know who I was. Now, when I bounce around to different meetings, then I don't know who's going to be there, right? And then I'm like, kind of feel like I'm embarrassed, and then I want to sit at the back of the room. And I'm not the kind of person who wants to be in the back of the room. Like when we're having a meeting and everybody's sharing, I want to be up there so I can hear everybody, right? I want to be right in the middle. And so that's why going to the same meeting at the same time, if you just listen to me, ladies, pick out one meeting a week that you are like, I like this meeting, and go to that meeting once a week, every time at the same time, and watch what happens. You'll start making friends in there. It'll be awesome. I promise you, you'll love it. And if Tara, if you join over there on Patreon, I'll add you to the Facebook group. I got to unblock Classy from the Facebook group, you guys. Classy is in the Patreon now, that little heifer. Are you in here still, Classy? So I got to do that. I haven't forgotten, but I have, like right now, I'm live streaming in the Facebook group too. In fact, I'm going to shut this one off right now. Guys, love y'all. Okay. And then I'll go in and do that. Well, what we can do, if you guys want to, on the Hangouts, when we do our little Hangouts, when I add you guys that are on Patreon. Okay, so here's the thing. There's going to be 13 of you guys now. So if I have all of you guys on the phone at the same time on Patreon, it's going to be a shit show. So what I was thinking we could do is I could break you guys up into groups of 4, 8, 12, okay? We'll have like an extra one or whatever on one of them. And we can do like one group can go on Saturdays where we have like a women's meeting, right? And we'll do like a 45-minute women's meeting where each person gets to share for about, 15 minutes at a time, 10 minutes at a time, share how you're doing, how you're feeling in your recovery, what's going on in your life. And we got to be mindful because there's going to be 4 of us, right? And then the next person can share. And I can do that with you guys in groups of 4 so that we all get a chance. And of course, I'm not going to be sharing that much because y'all already know everything about me, but you guys can share. And then if you have something that you're struggling with that you need like help with, or you want my suggestion on, we can all help you with it. We can all make suggestions together. So if you're in my Patreon and you're not in our Hangouts chat yet, Cindy, you need to get in there because we got a Hangouts chat and we're all over there. So Cindy, if you'll text me, I'll send you the link to it because I think that you would really benefit from it. And like I was saying before, there's no drama, there's no gossip. It's strictly recovery in there. It's a very good group of women. Everyone in there is really about their recovery. It's no bullshit, you guys. Like, we're not playing games in there, you know? Um, okay, you know what I'll do, Cindy? I'll email it to you. Yes, Tara. So that's what, I mean, that's what will probably be, and calm down, Nicole. That's what we'll be able to do on the Patreon. And then over on the Facebook, have all you guys joined the Facebook group yet? It's called Real Story. We can also do it there where you guys can come on if y'all want to and share a little bit of your stories on the Facebook group. So let me go in and see what's going on in the Facebook group. I'll do anything I can to help you guys. Like I said, I want you guys to feel comfortable. I want you to feel confident in your recovery. I want you to know that you have me there to help you with anything you need help with. All you have to do, like I said, all you have to do is reach out to me. But I cannot read your mind. You're not reaching out to me, okay? So you better be reaching out. Because like I said, I'm not going to know, because I have about 12 girls that I talk to on a regular basis almost every day. And so if you want to be in that inner circle, you got to make sure that you're with me. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the times you guys have so much going on. I never want to leave anybody out, but I need you to do your part. You know what I mean? Oh, girl, it's closed. Yeah, it's a closed Facebook group. So it's like, I have to approve you to get in. Do you know what I'm saying? And if whatever name you want to use in there, if you want to be Tara Sage, be Tara Sage. Come in there and make yourself a Tara Sage profile name and come on in. But it's a closed group. You have to be approved to come in. And, I'm the only one that approves people because, you know, we have a few people. Oh, yeah, Jeff, of course. Of course. That's fine, baby. I love you. Anytime. You guys, the recovery, he has a channel too. I'm going to go on and do an interview on his channel probably tomorrow night or the next night. So you guys go over there and subscribe to his channel so that way he can, you guys can see it. Hey, what's up, Gotti? Bullet Scotty, what are you doing? How are you doing tonight? Are you doing all right? Okay, Classy, are you in here? I'm unblocking you, girl. Yeah, but you better act right. Welcome to the team, man. What's up? My name's Nicole. I'm an addict in recovery. I hope you're having a great day. Yeah, we just got done doing a big book study. I don't know if you are into that kind of thing, but I love reading out of the Alcoholics Anonymous Big Book. And so what we do on Monday nights here on my channel is we read through it together and we learn together. And it's a good way for us all to be... Okay, girl. That's, you know, I had to make sure you're all set, okay? And to get on the Google Hangouts, but I just didn't want to add more. I'm gonna put you in. I'm gonna email you right now, Cindy. Okay. I just want you guys, like, and I'm not trying to say like I'm so busy, like I'm too busy to talk to you. That's not what I mean. What I mean is sometimes what will happen to me is I can forget. So what I need from you is to call me so I won't forget. Do you know what I'm saying? Or to text me. Because if you're not in that Hangouts group where I see you all the time, like I see all the other girls, then what will happen is the only time I go into the Patreon and then I see you. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I try to send you guys out messages, you know, once a week to make sure everybody's doing okay and to check on you guys. But I just want you guys to know, like, all you have to do is call me or text me, and I am going to be there for you. If you do not have my phone number and you want to get my phone number, all you have to do is email me. And you did, and I actually kind of cried. A tear dropped my eye, girl, when I read that, for real. All you have to do is call me, okay? I'm not like a superwoman, and I'm not the sobriety queen or anything like that, you guys. But I'm telling you something. I will do anything I can to help you, okay? I will sit down and talk to you. I will put what I've got to the side and listen to what's going on in your life because somebody did that for me. Okay? And if I didn't have somebody to do it for me, I probably wouldn't be here today. So, I really am so serious about helping other people and doing my recovery, you know? Yes. You know what we can do? You think she's up right now, or do you want to do it tomorrow? We can call her on three-way tomorrow during the day if you want to. And what I'm gonna, I'll text you after this, and I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna say. But I just want you guys to know, like, anything that you need, all you gotta do is reach out to me, and I'll do anything I can to help you. Okay? Just email me if you want my number, and I'll send it to you. Okay? Okay, well then that's what we're gonna do, okay, Classy? We'll get it done tomorrow. And I'm sure I think that when you bring it like a mediator in that might help a little bit, you know? But yeah. Anyways, I'm just babbling now, girls. I love you guys. Welcome to the family, Bullets. I hope you stick around, man. And I'll see you guys Friday at 7 for our Mara meeting. And what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Tuesday, so I'm going to chill on Tuesday. But on Wednesday, I'm going to throw up a story time and we're going to do something in the Facebook group. I will make an event in the Facebook group for those of you that want to be there. I will, make an event so that way you'll remember. So if you haven't already, you guys can join the Facebook group. All the links are in my community tab. If you cannot find the Facebook group, go to the community tab on my page. There's a Facebook link. There's a Patreon link. There's all my links are there. So you guys can find them easy, okay? Bingeaholics Anonymous. I'm weighing in on Thursday on Bingeaholics Anonymous. So you guys who are following me on my weight loss journey, that's the tea on that. I made the bomb ass tacos tonight, you guys. Oh, shuck it, duck it. I did so good. I only had one taco, but let me tell you, it wasn't a taco. They're like these. Have you guys seen the size of a Chipotle burrito? That's how I roll over here. I got these huge ass flour tortillas. I made some homemade queso, okay, with Rotel, white cheese dip, mixed it together, and then I got me a big ass spoon and I slapped it all over that tortilla. Then I got some hamburger meat with the taco seasoning. Then I got some shredded cheese, some sour cream, some guacamole, some rice, and some black beans. And then I rolled that motherfucker all the way up. Oh, really? It's okay, girl. I got it. I can share it. I think I can share it over there. But what I've been doing, Cindy, is I've been going live in the Facebook group at the same time, so that way it's already done in there. But YouTube's changing all kinds of stuff now lately. So, okay. So that was really good. I had half of one of those big burritos. Me and I halved it with my son because he couldn't eat a whole thing. It was so good though, you guys. And my husband is on vacation this week. So I'm going to try, what's the link to the Facebook group? Oh, I just unblocked you. You're in there already, girl. You don't have to add, you're already in. And for those of you that want to know, me and Classy, me and her, we're kind of like sisters. And she'll piss me off, and then I'll cuss her out, and then she'll cuss me out, and then I'll block her, and then I'll block her again, and we kind of go back and forth like that. But we're cool now. It's called Real Talk Recovery, just like the YouTube channel. Here, I'll show you guys. Oh, Tiara, it was so good, girl. Hey, did you go to Jason's channel, These Four Walls, like I told you? I really think that you guys you would love him, girl. I'm real close with him. If you don't mind, I'm going to get his number and send it to you. Okay, good. This is the group, you guys. Can you see that? Oh. Thanks, Annie. Okay, so I'll see. All right, my loves, I'm going to end it here. I love you guys. we're going to get through this chapter next Monday and be done with chapter 7 because I feel like it's just been so long. Working with others, but the next couple of pages I have them all highlighted, so they must be really important. And then the next chapter is chapter 8, which is 2 wives. So it's all about talking to the wives. So, we're just going to go through and we're going to read it together and we're going to learn together. And, yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. And after we get done doing this right here, you know what I was thinking, you guys? We could do this, the Russell Brand one, or we could do the 12 and 12. I'll put up a poll and ask you guys, and we'll vote on it, okay? All right, you guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much for being a part of my channel, you guys. We're growing slowly but surely. Our little family is getting bigger and bigger. That means we're reaching more people, you guys, and helping more people with their recovery, and that is freaking amazing. So I'm just really grateful for you guys, and this channel gives me so much hope, and it helps me stay sober. And I know that a lot of you guys might not be able to understand that, but even my husband, he was like, I wish that I had passion. I wish I had passion for something like that, like you do. I wish he said, the only thing I have passion for like that is Nathaniel, our son. And so I just feel like I finally found what I want to do, and that is be a part of something bigger than me, which is recovery and helping other people. So I want you guys to know that it's not a burden to me. It doesn't bother me. Like, I love doing this. So I love you guys, and I'm going to stop being all emotional, and I'll see you guys later.